So this video will be my gameplay breakdown of Morbius and Marvel's Midnight Suns at max character level, max friendship level with all his cards and his general just gameplay style. So if you enjoyed this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content. So I'll start off by going over his maximum passive buff from his friendship level, which is you can fill the hunger meter by playing 2 Morbius cards, and then Morbius damage abilities apply 2 bleed while Bloodlust is active. And we'll get to Bloodlust after I go over all of his cards. Morbius has 10 cards just like everybody else minus the Hunter, and it's easier to go over them in the ability craft menu. So his first one is Quick Claw, which just does 61 damage and it's quick, and then upgraded it also adds Lifesteal. And then next is Claw, so it does 122 damage if the target has bleed, plus an additional 122 damage. And then upgraded it goes to 183 damage. Charm, target an enemy minion, they attack a random ally, and then upgraded you're able to target just an enemy, not just a random, not an enemy minion, because there is a difference. Shadow Strike, it costs 1 heroic and it does 61 damage and it chains 3, and then upgraded, you draw a Morbius card for each target that you target. And then Savage Swipe has Forceful Knockback and no damage attached to it, and then upgraded, it has if the target has bleed, then it also has Quick. Now, next one, Cornered, gain 1 counter and 1 resist, and then upgraded, it gain 1 counter and 2 resist. And then next one, we have Echolocate, which costs 1 heroism, and it does 152 damage. Then it applies 1 weak and 1 marked, and then upgraded if the target has bleed, plus an additional 122 damage. Mist Form, gain Concealed, the next Morbius attack deals 61 damage, and then this is exhausted, and then upgraded, it gets rid of the exhaust, so you keep it. Feeding Frenzy costs 3 heroism, it does 274 damage, and it consumes all the bleed on the target to deal remaining bleed damage immediately. Now, I will say, with this ability, this is one of his better abilities. It's similar to Blade's Reaper ability, which I honestly didn't know at the time I made my Blade video as well. If they have enough, like for Morbius, for example, when you have Bloodlust active, all of his abilities deal bleed. So if this move is already going to deal bleed because of the Bloodlust, it is automatically going to consume the bleed at the same time you do the attack. So the target technically actually doesn't even need to have bleed already, because if the move itself applies the bleed, then it is going to deal the damage instantly as well from taking the bleed that it's going to apply anyway. And then his legendary card, 2 heroic cost, Undying Fury, does 732 damage, and it damages an enemy with bleed and it exhausts, and then upgraded it gets rid of the exhaust. So I will say my only thing about this ability is that you have to damage an enemy with bleed, which, I mean, I get it. I feel like if it was just a straight damage ability, it would deal too much. It would just be too good. But the fact that you have to damage an enemy with bleed makes it a little less good, but it's still not a bad card at all. So now, when it comes to Morbius's general gameplay style, it revolves around his ability of Bloodlust, which we've already kind of gone over a little bit. So with your maximum friendship level, you only have to play 2 cards, and then you get access to his free Bloodlust card, kind of similar to Captain Marvel's Binary card. After you play 3 cards, I believe, with Captain Marvel, you can play Binary for free. It is the same kind of concept. After you play 2 cards with Morbius, you can do Bloodlust, and when you activate Bloodlust, Morbius gets a certain amount of block, and until his block is depleted, every single move he does, including counterattacks, deal bleed damage. Now, obviously, this is really good. I will say, however, like, in comparison to somebody like Venom, it's really, Morbius isn't, like, too serious to me. Morbius is, like, on the same level as, like, every other person in the Midnight Suns roster would be. And when I say that, like I said, that's not to say that he's bad. I'm just kind of used to Venom. Venom is still, like, by far and away the best character in the game, so that's kind of just the way I'm approaching it. The way you want to play with Morbius is if you want him to kind of maximize as much as possible, you're going to want to play him with Blade. Like, that's just, like, the easiest way to it, because Blade's friendship passive should be that he automatically has a chance to apply bleed no matter what. So yeah, Blade's passive attacks and heroics have a 25% chance to apply 1 bleed, and then obviously you have something like Make 'em Bleed, which applies bleed to Blade's cards and stuff like that. So Morbius and Blade side by side are going to be a really good combination. Still, even if you did that though, it's not as good as Venom with his assimilation. That's just my opinion, but you do want to kind of play with Morbius with, number one, he wants to be alongside Blade to maximize his bleed potential. And then number two, you want to kind of have it set up in a way to where he can either get a lot of block fast, or you have someone that can protect him from getting hit while Bloodlust is active, so the Bloodlust isn't immediately drained. So in terms of mods, here are the mods that I have on my cards. So I have apply one bleed on Claw. I have Quick Claw Plus, which also applies 1 bleed. And then I have Savage Swipe Plus, which does 61 damage. So remember, normally Savage Swipe does not do any damage at all, but now I have it doing some damage. Then I have Mist Form, which has increased heroism gain as the mod. Echolocate Plus, which has Quick. So you will see I do have a couple cards. I have Echolocate Plus, and I believe my Feeding Frenzy also has Quick on it. I don't know if it was purposely designed, but Morbius has been like the easiest person to get a quick mod for me. I don't know if that's because I'm just lucky or if that's how they designed the mods on Morbius's cards purposely, but I digress. If you want, the number one thing you always want to get with everybody is Quick, immediately followed by, I would say with Morbius, you want to try Bleed, recover health or recover block on KO. Stuff like that. Do additional damage to full HP targets, do additional damage to non-full HP targets, and stuff like that. But I would say number one out of everything is Quick. So Echolocate Plus has Quick on it. Shadow Strike Plus has an additional chain. Normally the chain is only 3, so I have it modded to 4. Undying Fury Plus, I have on KO draw a Morbius card. And then Feeding Frenzy Plus has Quick on it as well, which is what I was talking about. But that's my general build with Morbius. Honestly, like I said, compared to Venom, he's really not too serious. He's just on the same level as everybody else. But that doesn't mean he's bad. He is still a good run, especially if you run him alongside Blade. So comment down below how you might build your Morbius. If you enjoyed this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content. And I will end this video with this build in action. I appreciate you for watching the video.
Mother said you would be delicious. Come get it.
Maybe you can give them a lesson they won't forget.
Make it quick.
Exactly what I needed. You asked for. Time's up for these jumps. You've left me no choice.
You should have been more careful.
Too far.
Leave some for the rest of us, killer. These fanatics are always the same.
No, truly, what did you expect, honestly? Now remember who started. Here it comes. That's a neat trick. Get ready.
Nice move, bub.
No one is to blame but yourself. How long have you been waiting to do that?
Come get it.
Never gets the job done.
I'll make quick work.
You've attracted some unwanted attention from the Fallen. Need it.
Lilith must be desperate if she's counting on you to finish this. Done waiting.
That's the best you got?
You
An intriguing advancement.
kiss it goodbye. It's my turn now. That looked like it hurt.
You can't run this time.
Think we're gonna get along just fine, Blade.
Hopefully they learned their lesson. But we all know that's wishful thinking.